Oh, hello! We're gonna have a porch swing chat. It's time. It's into February. We're getting closer to spring. Stay tuned. Got a lot to talk about. Got my coffee, settled in, kind of warm right now. Welcome back to Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen, and this is the Porch Swing Chat. I do this from time to time to keep you guys up to speed on what's happening on the homestead and what's going to be happening on the homestead. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. Let's start with the weather. Yeah, we had a couple of big dumpings of snow. Snow's been lingering around for several days now, covering the ground, but that's okay. The temperature's been going up and coming down, going up and coming down. But I do not like working out in the cold, the wet, the mud. I just don't like it. So I'm able to get that energy out of my system for wanting to be outside when it's too doggone cold and take advantage of the greenhouse. I have been working hard on getting the greenhouse up and going. Since I had it pretty much finished, we put the heater in. I started planting. This is a propane operated catalytic heater. I just one bottle, which is 4.4 gallons, will last about 4 days. It uses about a gallon a day. It depends on how often I have it on low. Most of the time, you know, if it's warm out and the sun is heating up the greenhouse, I'll turn the thing off. And then I'll go back in the evening, watch the temperature, and then I'll turn it back on in the evening. So I'm able to stretch my propane usage and conserve more on it. But I've gotten a lot done in the greenhouse. We added some shelving for my Tonka toy collection to get that out of the weather. They were rusting, bad me. I just have a fluke went on YouTube or on the internet to see how much these had in value. Some of those pieces I have in my collection will resale just on eBay as is for quite a bit of money. So I figured, yep, I better protect my assets here and get these covered. So we got nice little shelves set up. I just set up another shelf yesterday. And we also got the worm bin going. Yeah, I'm really excited about having the red wriggler worms in that bathtub I built a stand for. I made it look really nice. It's really utilitarian because I'm able to use the screen top as a work surface. And with the heat and the tubs I had added last year, I think, and these other growing racks, I was able to expand the growing space in my greenhouse. And now through the month of January, I decided, you know, if I can't work outside, I'm just going to go ahead and work in the greenhouse. And that way it gives me the sense of being outside because the whole thing's made out of glass. And I was able to satisfy my need to get outdoors. So I did a lot of work in there through January, planted a lot of seeds. They're sprouting like crazy, and the heat helps. I started off watering the seeds with hot water, and so the heat of the water would heat the temperature, the soil temperature, and that's what the seed needs, is the moisture and the heat to be able to germinate. So I think I was able to speed up its germination process. But once it sprouted, I went ahead and started watering it with regular ambient water, whatever temperature it is that comes out of the tap. Nothing special. I do add a little bit of fertilizer to the water periodically so my plants can get the nutrition to grow on. Mainly salad crops and flowers is what I'm growing in there, because I need a lot of color out here, so when my mother-in-law and my wife look out from the kitchen window or the back door, they can see some pretty. And that's my goal, is to help them enjoy their environment a lot. I mean, I'm enjoying growing things, no matter what it is. I'm just enjoying growing things. We got our orchard. We acquired some trees. Depending on when the revenue starts coming in again, I want to get at least 3 more trees, and then I want to get some berry bushes. I want to get some blueberries, and I want to get some goji berries. Those are primarily the only 2 berries I'm going to grow here. I already have raspberries, and I already have blackberries, so I don't think I need any more type of berry here on the farm. And then we'll add 2 more trees, and those will be nut trees that will probably grow out in the front yard. I want a hazelnut and an almond. I found a variety of almond that is acclimated and suitable for this climate here in the mountains. Now, to get that revenue, I'm getting ready for an art gallery exhibit. I have my art down to the publishers, and we're getting them scanned and a print made from them. And certain sizes, we're only having limited edition prints of those sizes. The smaller ones, I'll print probably as many as I need to sell. And I've been selling pieces already, and I haven't even got it in the gallery yet, because we're getting everything aligned and set up for the gallery. And so I got revenue coming in, which is also not only helping me buy my orchard, but it's also helping me pay the publisher for scanning the artwork and printing the prints for me. And also I have to get them matted. And this thing right here that you see on top of the freezer, that is a shrink wrap machine that I purchased years ago for my art, because I thought that in the back of my mind I may be going serious with my art. And with the kind of revenue I'm getting into right now from the art itself, yeah, I think I'm going to get a little bit more serious about the art. Unexpected, but okay. A little bit exciting. I got to sit down tonight and do another scratchboard art project. Stay tuned and come back to the show and look for that feature. I'm decided I'm going to do a clamshell on scratchboard, and I got a sand dollar was the last scratchboard piece I did, and they're going to go hang in the bathroom with the sea turtle that I did. The sea turtle was my very first scratchboard art I had ever done. And because we're going to be doing some renovation in the main bathroom. You see this mess over here? Those are boxes. Yeah, that's a new shower, a walk-in shower, so my mother-in-law can easily get in and out of the shower. Right now we have a tub and shower, and it's really inconvenient for her to get in and out of. So we're going to accommodate her by doing a complete bathroom renovation. We're changing the flooring out, we're changing the toilet out, we're keeping the vanity and mirror, but I'm going to resurface the countertop. I've been looking at other options to see how to do that, but hey, I've got some DIY home renovations coming up on my Homestead building project series, so stay tuned for that. That's another excuse and another reason to subscribe, then click that bell icon, because what happens is when you click, when you subscribe and you find that little bell icon on your screen someplace, you click it, then that sends you the alerts when I upload a new project that I've produced for you. So that's how people are able to catch up and keep up with what we're going on in the homestead. And I always strive to come up with a content that is a teachable content, that not only am I learning from it, but I'm also teaching you guys of it. And sometimes that's why a lot of people tune in, because they are learning something. And I keep that in the back of my mind. I'm learning, and I'm also in the mode of teaching and showing you guys how I'm doing it. So we got that big project coming up. I won't be doing it until I think 2 weeks. I have vacation time, and I will be doing that on vacation time. We're right now have on order some grab bars I've got to mount in the shower and in the bathroom, because both as I age, my wife ages, and now my mother-in-law, we're going to need those for our bathroom in the future. So we're just going to get it done, get it set up, and make it pretty. And that's why I'm getting this art ready for the new renovated bathroom. It's going to look so sharp. I've decided to also tackle a something I've been procrastinating on for quite some time, and that is finally getting a seal replaced on my Chevy 1-ton dually. Mainly use that truck to move the RVs around with, but we're not moving RVs around right now. And with my other Dodge Dakota pickup broke down again, it's across the street at the mechanic's house. He's taking a look at it. He thinks it might be because, you know, we're driving it and then it stalls. And we drive it again and it stalls, and then it won't start. Then you wait and then it starts, and you drive it and it stalls. So it does that once in a while, and some days you can drive it and it won't stall. So the mechanic finally took it for a drive, and it did it to him. Yes, now he understands what's going on. So he seems to think it's the fuel sensor unit, the fuel flow sensor unit in the truck. Now we've changed the fuel filter, and we've changed a lot of other things. So that's what he thinks it might be. And hopefully it is, because I really want to keep driving that truck. It really comes in handy for hauling livestock feed and building materials. The Chevy 1-ton dually, I'm just going to go ahead and get that fixed, and we'll go ahead and use that for doing my bulk hauling. And also it'll come in handy when I pursue another avenue for revenue. That free tractor I got for you new subscribers and new viewers, check out my treasure hunting series. It talks about how I find estate cleanups, and I help people out, and I don't expect anything in return, but man, this last estate I helped clean out, I cleaned up on that, but it was a huge job, and I got so incredibly blessed. The lady gave me 2 tractors and a bunch of implements. I gifted one tractor, paying it forward with some implements, and I kept the other tractor. It's a Coyote CK25 with a murator on the back, a rear tine tiller. It's got a front end loader. It's got the mow deck, and it came with a plow and harrow. Cool. Well, another avenue I can use for revenue is getting bonded and insured, and taking the tractor and going and mowing fields, plowing, rototilling, and hiring myself out with that tractor. But I will need to buy a flatbed trailer to haul it on. And that's why I would need the 1-ton dually to be able to handle that trailer and then that tractor. I might just opt for one of those dump trailers, and that's big enough to haul the tractor in. My friends who own the rock quarry have a dump trailer. In fact, I borrowed it when I brought the propane tank over. Yeah, this is it. I thinking, and the tractor would fit in something like this, so I might end up getting one of those. We'll see how the art goes. I may be able to afford something, but number one goal this year is get out of debt. We've got to get out of debt. We're almost there. We'll be done by the end of the year. Yeah, come hell or high water, but we're plugging away, and we're not really that deep in debt, really. The house is paid for, all the buildings are paid for, all the vehicles are paid for, everything I own, except for the land, the actual real estate. We're purchasing that, and we're hoping to have it paid in 2 years. So with it being spring, let's see, this is we're going into, well, this is the end of the first week of February, going into the second week. I just had baby chicks hatch yesterday. I left some eggs under a hen because I felt she was brooding, and I figured, you know what, right now is the time to go ahead and do that. I think it was in January I did that because we're getting pretty close to spring. I decided, you know, she's going to be brooding. I'm going to go ahead and let her hatch a clutch of eggs, and I may leave another clutch in there for another hen to hatch because that's another source of revenue for the homestead. I sell chickens, and am able to sell them at a higher price than chicks because the people who buy them don't have to worry about getting the chicks under a heat lamp and worry about a brooder and all that other stuff. They can take two mature hens and a mature rooster to their farm and get started right now, and they'll get eggs first thing in the morning for breakfast. I call them butt nuggets. They are what they are. And I eat a hard-boiled egg a day. I take it to work in my lunch bucket because it's really easy to do. So I'll just hard-boil 6 eggs at a time, and I do 1 egg a day because I'm still on this. I'm maintaining my weight, and I just like this last summer and fall, I lost 80 pounds in 100 days, and then my body came to a screeching halt. I didn't understand why. Then I had this epiphany day before yesterday. I was driving home with some supplies, and the epiphany was, duh, it makes sense. I didn't change the amount I'm eating. I didn't change what I'm eating, but I'm not losing, and I'm not gaining, but I'm not losing, and that's what? And the epiphany was, hello, it's winter. And in the winter months, you're not as active as I am in the summer, spring, fall. Yeah, more sedentary, and that's why I haven't been burning the calories. I've just been maintaining the weight. So I suspect later on this spring, like next month, I'm gonna get a lot more active. A lot more active. So I only have 20 pounds to go to get my goal. That's where I really, really want to be. Right now, I'm labeled healthy by my cardiologist, my electrophysiocardiologist, my primary care physician. The labs came out the best they had ever been just because I lost weight and staying active and eating healthy. I only eat healthy stuff. I can't even bring myself to go to the grocery store now. Now, this is just me. I can't walk down an aisle and just pick up some junk food. I'm usually hitting the vegetable and fruit aisle. And then I'll mainly eat vegetable, fruit, and nuts is my primary diet with some meat. I don't do a whole lot of meat, but I do some. I try to get a small portion of meat per day. I may sprinkle it on my salad, but that's, and then I have, I'll have butter. I'll eat popcorn with a little bit of butter on it. And then if I want a cookie, I'll eat a cookie, but I'm only going to have 1 cookie, and that's probably the only cookie I'm going to have for, let's see, since June 21st. I've only had 2 cookies. June 21st of 2020, I've only had 2 cookies. And you know what? I don't miss them. But if my body says, yeah, Jerry, have a cookie, I'm going to have it, but I'm going to stop at 1. Now, I don't know what kind of diet you guys call that. They've got different diets with different labels on them. I'm a little bit ignorant over types of diet. I've heard the Mediterranean diet, the keto diet, the stand on your head diet. I don't know. Whatever diet this is it's just a personal choice I made to modify my nutritional intake and choose low calorie, healthy, wholesome foods. And I only eat small portions, and I try to stay to 100 calories, and I only snack on 100 calories every 2 hours. That way my body never feels full. And since I started the weight loss, since June 27th, I think I sat down and had maybe 3 meals. I sat down and had a 3-course meal. That's it, 3 times. The rest of the time I have, like, I could get up in the morning, I have a banana. 2 hours later, I'll have a little bowl of cottage cheese with blueberries. 2 hours later, I'll have a little portion of nuts. 2 hours later, you see how that goes. There is some other things in the works. I'm working on a couple of books right now that's going to the publishers, and they'll be published, and I'll be making announcements of those too. And then 2 books I have already published, but my original publisher went out of business, so I talked to this new publisher today, and they agreed to go ahead and publish the new editions for me. So we're going to get those back out there on the market. So chicks hatched yesterday, and next Thursday, I believe it's the 11th, we have baby bunnies due. Yep, and that's why I'm trying to get these. I was working on this cage yesterday. I've got a bunch of baby guards to put inside the cages to keep them from, like, if a mama has her babies on the screen bottom, they could wiggle themselves right out through because they're small enough to go right out through the wire and fall to the floor and die. And I've lost so many rabbits with mamas having them on the cage floor. I may just end up doing something totally different this year because I know right around a 3-day period, 3 to 5 day period when the rabbits are going to have the babies, I may end up just laying cardboard on the bottom and overlaying it with some other kind of absorbent material and then change that out. So when the mama does have the babies, I'll be checking frequently, and then hopefully they'll be still alive, and I'll have a heater set up during this time period in the rabbit tree to maximize the success of the bunnies' birth, the rabbits kindling and the little kits thriving. So if I find them on the cage floor and they're still alive, I can pick them up and put them in the nesting boxes. Then once I got them all situated in nesting boxes, I can take the heat away, I can take that false bottom away, and then the babies will be fine until they're big enough to be able to hop out of that nesting box by themselves. Then at the end of the month, the 28th of February through the 5th of March, we have goats due. Well, it might be a little bit longer because I bred the 2 does 2 days apart. The one doe will be due earlier, and then the other doe didn't come into season until 2 days later, and then I bred her. So they won't be probably kidding at the same time. Got to figure things out for them. I'm mainly going to just do a hands-off approach. I've done it before in the past, and I've always had success, except for with that one goat that I got. Oh, that was a disaster. But I made sure I bred the girls far enough into the year to that when they finally kid, it'll start getting warmer, so they won't suffer the same fate as the last babies did from that goat that I purchased and brought home. And yeah, that wasn't too good at all. My billy goats are doing great. They're growing big. Capricorn corrals. I just need to finish off and tidy up a little bit of things around their little housing area. And the turkeys, I'm getting ready to expand. I got all the material I found all the material. I just want to sand it down and paint them at all, and then I'll be expanding their aviary, but I also have to deplete the flock. I'm only going to end up with 1 tom and 2 hens. I have 1 duck missing, and I suspect she's on a clutch of eggs somewhere because it is that season. And I was going to run down to the feed store tomorrow and pick up, or later today, and pick up a bale of straw and throw some in the turkey house, because I know if the hens want to start laying eggs, they'll have a place to lay them. I also want to stick some straw under the barn so the geese have a nice place to go and lay eggs and whatever they need to do. Plus I'll have some straw for the nesting boxes for the rabbits, and I can change the straw in the nesting boxes for the chickens as well. And with the baby goats do, I gotta put some straw in the stalls. And I gotta clean out that one stall, but the other one's all cleaned up, and I'm just gonna clean off the back pad too. Hey, that back cement pad works out really great. I cleaned off the billy goats a cement pad the other day, and I was cleaning up some of the pad behind the barn for the girls. And when I poured the cement, I made it a real rough pour and washed it so it wouldn't be smooth. So as they're walking on it, it grinds down their hoofs. So it minimizes the amount, the frequency I have to do hoof care. It really works out great. So there's a hint, a tip, a trick for you homesteaders and farmers who are raising sheep and goats that have problems with their little hooves growing too big. Just pour out a cement slab in their little stall area. It keeps them dry and clean. You can hose it off really easily. But with the roughness of it, as they're walking on it, it grinds it down, and it works out perfect. Absolutely perfect. So that's hopefully catching you guys up to speed on what's happening on the homestead and what's getting ready to happen on the homestead. Yeah, we've got art I'm dealing with. We've got a book, two books I'm dealing with. And then we've got the renovation in the bathroom. We've got the greenhouse I'm still nurturing and growing things. And as things grow, we'll put them in bigger containers, but I'm going to keep them in the greenhouse probably until the middle of May, because I was too premature at putting stuff out before, and we had the frost and it killed it. So I'm consulting Farmer's Almanac for when our last frost is, but I'm getting a head start on growing. Animals galore coming. We've got baby chicks, we got bunnies, we got goats, and then we've got to do something with the extra flock that we have. Yeah, we'll be dealing with that. Well, that's it on my porch swing chat. Let me know if you guys enjoy these chats and if you're learning something. I know I learn something when I go to a YouTube show and I see some methods and tests that people are doing, and just being observant. Like I said earlier in the show, please subscribe, then click that bell icon. That will keep you alerted to the new shows as I put them out. So click that share button, and sharing my videos on your social media platforms helps us out too. Click that thumbs up button. That likes the show. That helps with the algorithms with YouTube. And of course, leave your comment. Always remember to be safe and always be kind. We'll see you guys in the next episode. To me, it's an adventure. I'm enjoying it. I am loving it. Thank you guys for the comments you've left previously. We'll see you guys.